I didn't know I was in burnout for years. This means I had many different transitions in and out of my life and still didn't know. I thought, this is life. This is nursing. This is motherhood. This is adulthood. This is life. And I'm managing it the best that I can. Even when I would have a situation and talk to someone about it, the advice was, well, you're doing the best you can. And not to shame that advice at all, but is that really it? If we are just managing the best we can with the resources at our disposal, is that the best we can live life? There were signs in my life, but I was just missing them. I didn't want to see them. But friend, if we don't see it, we cannot remove it. We can't heal from it. So today, I'm going to walk you through 5 subtle and not so subtle signs that you may be headed for burnout. Even if you love your job, you love your family and Jesus, and you are doing the best that you can, you may still be headed to burnout. And stick around because I have a powerful resource at the end to help you know exactly where you are on this whole burnout stress scale. Let's go. Hey mama, are you overwhelmed by your full, blessed life? Do you feel stuck in the messy, mundane middle? Then I'm so glad you're here to take a breath. Hey, I'm Shan Wright, RN, holistic wellness coach, and a mom to 4 that went from perfectionism, control, and lots of anxiety to intentionally living through simple solutions and so much peace. If you are done with the stressed out life, hot mess express type of motherhood, then heat up that coffee again and let's live holistically well in the middle. Let's go. Did you know that writing a review for the podcast is the best way that you can help the show grow? We all love a good review. We like to read them before we go to restaurants or before we buy things. No different with podcasting. So if you leave me a review, it really does help grow the show. It helps it show up more for other people that are searching for help and for things. Rachel recently said on her review, I listened to her episode on 5 ways to de-stress, and I love her casual, welcoming, best friend tone. I felt like I could connect with her because she's so real. Her strategies and tips are practical and able to be implemented immediately, which I love. Listen to this podcast. Thank you so much, Rachel, for leaving a review. And friend, see how easy that is? It's so simple. And that is exactly what the type of review I want, because I want people to know that I've been there. I've done that. I'm here to speak encouragement to you and to help you get to that next step through the stress, through the burnout, and so you can live your best life. So I appreciate that review, and that's so simple. So when you're on your podcast app, whether it is Spotify or Apple, there is a spot that says write a review. It may be little and hard to find as it is on Apple. Wherever it is, it's there. Make sure you find it and write a simple review, and I would be so grateful. So on to the show. First off, remember you are a holistic being with 8 wellness areas, and they are all connected. So as I've been talking to moms about burnout, I have heard, well, I'm not in burnout as a nurse, more like a burnout homeschool mom maybe. Or I feel really good at work. I love getting out of the house. But the home, that's where I feel the overwhelm. That's where I feel stressed out. And so as we talk more on here on the podcast about burnout, let's recap what it really is. We have the stress scale. It is called the Yerkes-Dodson law. And at the bottom of this stress curve, burnout is at the bottom. So this means your stress bucket is full. It's so full that its last spot for it to go is burnout. Your nervous system has done all the things to manage the stress as it can do. Now something isn't feeling right. Your physical body has tried to keep up for so long with the stress, and now something's giving out. You have managed emotionally fairly well for the most part, but you feel edgy and irritated most of the time. I could go on, but we have these signs. We're always talking about all of you and your holistic life. We want to steward all of it well, not just be a great nurse, but burnout when we go home and burnout as a mom, or vice versa. We want to be the best that we can be because that is stewarding this one life to God's glory. He doesn't call us to live this mediocre survival life. He doesn't want that for his children. There are real, very real signs that you are on that stress curve. We're all on it somewhere, and you may be on it headed to burnout. So that Yerkes-Dodson law has optimal stress almost at the top. And then if we continue to have this high stress load, we go into exhaustion, fatigue, anxiety, anger, and then burnout. And so many of us live on this downslope towards burnout that we miss these signs. We think this is me or this is my life, or we are just anxious all the time. We see it as our identity. So let's notice these signs as signs for what they are, not how we are or who we are. We have the desire to steward our one bodies, lives, purpose, families to God's glory. So let's get curious of the flashing lights going off on our dashboard and do something about them. Okay? Flashing light number 1. You are exhausted, but the rest doesn't help. The sleep doesn't help. It's fatigue that sleep cannot fix. You might be getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep or not, but you still wake up feeling like you never went to bed. You're drained physically, emotionally, mentally. It's like your body is going through the motions, but your heart and mind are lagging a few steps behind. This kind of exhaustion is definitely a soul signal. This is your soul screaming out, I am headed to burnout. And friend, burnout doesn't start when you collapse. It starts when the energy doesn't match your responsibilities for far too long. I want to help you notice the signs so that we can not make it to burnout completely. So we cannot be totally exhausted on the floor, not able to move at all. I want to help you to notice these signs and then do something about them. Flashing sign number 2 is you're irritated all the time. You used to be more patient of a person. You used to be more carefree and let things roll off your back. You used to enjoy your work and your kids, have fun and laugh with your kids at their silly jokes. But now you're snapping, you're edgy, you feel resentful when someone asks one more thing of you, one more little to-do to add to your list. And here's the truth. You feel guilt about being angry, about snapping, but also trapped because there's no room to breathe. You make excuses for your irritation, for your outbursts, and realize, I don't want to be this way. I have been there so many times. I was a drill sergeant mom during bedtime, and I felt terrible afterwards. When I get to this point of extreme exhaustion, I want to go to bed. I don't want to help these kids go to bed. I just want them to get there. And so I turn into this drill sergeant like, da, 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 da. And that is no way for a child to fall asleep at night, have sweet dreams, restore, refresh. I want them to fall asleep in peace. And that is not the way to get there. And so it was a wake-up call for me. And I realized as much as I like sleep and need it, they want to get there in a peaceful way because that is going to help our relationship. That's going to be what they dream about, what they think about as they go to sleep. Their neuron pathways are going to be working, and I want them to work in a good way. Let's notice our irritation and not just say, you know what? I'm just irritated, and it is what it is. Let's notice it as a sign. Okay, flashing light number 3 is you're operating on autopilot. When you're in burnout mode, numbness becomes your coping mechanism. You go through the motions, but you're not really present. You're not fully there. You forget things constantly. You zone in and out of conversations in the conversation, or you feel like your life is a checklist and you're just trying to survive and check all the boxes that need to get done. This is a huge red flag because disconnection from people around you, your purpose, even God, is a soul level alert. that is something that needs healing. And our autopilot, when it kicks in, that is signaling that there's something that we have unhealed in the past. And if we don't do something about it, it's going to cause issues in the present. Flashing sign number 4 is you feel guilty when you take care of yourself. This is a big one for us who are moms with servants' hearts. You know self-care matters, but it feels selfish at the same time. You pour out at work, at home, at church, but when it comes to carving time for your own wellness, simple things, movement, prayer, nutrition, rest, you feel like you're taking something away from someone else. Or you just can't even get motivated to do it. You know it's going to help you, but to add something to the list or the agenda for the day feels like it's not worth it. When you know you're going to feel better in the end. You know all the things, but you just have these feelings attached. Let me gently remind you that even Jesus withdrew very often. He rested. He ate. He prayed alone. He walked. He moved with God in prayer. You are not disobeying God by caring for your body and your soul. You actually are honoring Him. This is the way to steward your body well, which is one of my main 4 buckets of time that we go over in the Bold Blueprint. That is my 6-month group coaching program. And we learn how to honor and steward our body because we're not very good at it. We aren't very good. We tend to put ourselves on the back burner. We tend to put ourselves on the bottom of the list. And friend, we learn in that program that your identity is counting on you to take care of your body. Your purpose is counting on you. Your family is counting on you to care for you. Then you're honoring God with what you've been given. And we only have this one life. We actually only have this one day. This is the day that we get to honor and steward well. And so let's do it. And I teach you the very basic holistic health habits to do that. So go check out the Bold Blueprint, www.theshanwright.com/bold, and see if that is something for you to get out of burnout. Okay, flashing sign number 5 is you've stopped dreaming. You have lost sight of vision. If you don't have a vision of where you're going nowhere. You're stuck. Have you ever felt stuck? That's what this sign is. You feel stuck. You feel like you're in survival mode and you have no way to get out, but you're going, you're doing things, you're active, you're constantly on the move, but you're actually stuck in quicksand. The goals feel heavy. Fun actually feels foreign. You're convinced yourself that this is just how it is right now. In this season of life, this is how it has to be. But deep down, you feel longing for something more. You know that God has promised abundant life. You know that verse by heart. And so you think, is this abundant life? How do I get there? Well, friend, when your hope gets small, burnout is not far behind. And I believe with everything in me, God did not design you to just survive. He created you to live fully and to bear fruit, even in your full and busy life. Busy is just a mindset. Your life is full and abundant of blessing. It's how we see it. Do we see it as being busy and run down and too many things to do? Or do we see it as I get to steward this one life, this one family, this one purpose? That's how I want you to see it. Okay, and finally, flashing sign number 6 is your body is speaking to you and you're ignoring it. Burnout does not just live in your calendar and on your emotions and in your mental wellness. It actually lives in your body too, your physical wellness. As a nurse, you know how stress affects the nervous system, the hormones, digestion, and even immunity. Chronic stress leads to chronic inflammation, leads to chronic disease. You know this. So let me ask you, are you listening to your body? Are you listening to the signals it's sending you? Have you had more headaches, GI issues? Hello, IBS flare-ups. What about muscle tension or back pain? Maybe more like colds and sicknesses and illnesses that you just can't shake and they just keep coming back. Your immunity is low. Maybe you chalk all of this up to aging, night shift, hormones, or your kids bringing home germs from school, but maybe your body might be waving a red flag. Listen, as women, we chalk a lot of this up to hormones. And yes, hormones are deeply affected by your stress level. So we have to address the stress. We have to get to the root. You don't just go to the problem. You have to get to the root of the problem. Okay? This is what holistic health is all about, is getting to the root of the problem. And so, yes, your hormones are being affected, and you're seeing that maybe in your labs, maybe in your cycle, other things. Get to the stress. Where am I on the stress curve? Am I in burnout? Then there's got to be some things that I can do to get out of that. So this chronic stress that becomes chronic inflammation becomes dysfunction. Burnout shows up in your physical body before you start to crash emotionally, because the inflammation is there and it's showing you signs, but we're missing them. So don't normalize your physical pain. You're not fine. Oh my gosh, I used to say that all the time. Like, I would ignore my GI symptoms all the time, but you're not fine. You're just functioning. And yes, thriving? No, you're not. The good news is, though, our bodies are amazing. They're so brilliant. God made the body so wonderfully and fearfully, right? And it can heal with the right rhythms, the rest, and the support that it is screaming for. So let's pause. Can you relate to any of those signs? If so, I want you to know you are not weak. You're not failing at this life thing. You're not broken. You are not alone. You are simply carrying too much for too long. And your soul is sending signals it needs support. I don't want you to hear burnout and hear, oh, that's not me. I'm not there yet. And have some kind of stigma about it. No, it's okay. It's actually more than okay to recognize that these signals are happening and you might be headed to burnout, and to catch it. That is the best thing that you can do for your body. So here's what I want you to do next. I want you to head to www.theshanwright.com/quiz and take the Am I in Burnout quiz. It is quick, insightful, and will show you where you are on that burnout spectrum, and then what to do next. Whether your result is not yet, I will show you how to stay well. If it's on your way, we're going to help you take action before it's too late. And sadly, if it's yes, I'm going to help you climb back step by step, back up that mountain to optimal levels of stress. Plus, every quiz taker gets a chance to book a free clarity call with me called a stress assessment audit, and you can talk with me through your steps and the next best step for you. We go through the stress assessment and see why. Why are you here on your way? Or why are you here at the sadly yes spot? And then we can pinpoint it exactly. And when you know exactly where it's coming from, you can do something about it. This is so exciting. This is so hopeful. And I hope you feel that. I hope you see that. Don't stay in survival mode. Clarity is the beginning of healing. Clarity is kind. Be kind to you. You're so kind to everyone else. Be kind to you. And finally, nurse, mama, caregiver, helper. You're not just tired. You are worthy of care, and you are not too far gone. Jesus is ready to carry this load for you, and so am I. Go take the quiz and come back and message me with your results, and let's start walking this healing journey together. You can contact me anywhere. All the information is in the show notes as to where you can get in touch with me. And until next time, keep choosing wholeness over hustle and peace over performance, because you are way more than a nurse. You're way more than a mom. You are the beautiful daughter of the King. Shalom. Shalom. Hey, Wellness Warrior. I pray that blessed you. And if so, it would bless me big if you would write a 5-star review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Not only would this make me super happy, but it will allow for others to find this show too. Also, I love to chat over on Instagram, so make sure to take a screenshot, share to your Instagram stories, and tag me at @theshanwright so I can see it and we can keep chatting and bring other moms to chat with us. Until we get to chat again, mama friend, may the Lord's face shine upon you and give you peace.